Welcome to Lomond Parish Church on this Good Friday of Holy Week. Simon of Cyrene was approaching the city. He was about to enter it as a pilgrim. He rose early in the morning, feeling the tingle of excitement. Soon he would be in Jerusalem. It was his dream as he tried to keep calm. He could hear the sheep bleating while the morning sun climbed higher. As he neared the city, however, he heard shouting. It grew louder and louder, and then clearer. He recognized the words, "Crucify, crucify." And they met at the city gate, Simon and the crowd. And the noise of the crowd made him shudder. He was aware of two moving walls of Roman steel, and between them there staggered a man. Simon was caught up, sucked in as the procession swept along. Then he noticed there was actually three men staggering under the weight of rough wooden crosses. He noticed the face of one of them. It was arresting, appealing. He watched as he shuffled along. Everything else was forgotten, even why he had come to Jerusalem. And then the man looked up and stumbled. Soldiers, moved more by impatience than pity, seeing he could no longer carry a cross, laid hold on Simon and told him to carry it. He tried to speak, but no words came. A few minutes before, he had been a pilgrim. Now he was in a procession of howling men and women, carrying on his shoulder a cross on which someone was going to die. A look of gratitude flashed from the eyes of Jesus as Simon lifted up the load. And so they came to Calvary, a hill shaped like a skull outside the city where two great roads meet. It was the usual place of execution, and only as the nails were driven in did the shouting stop. Most of the crowd was stunned. Even the hardest were silenced as the thud of the hammer faintly re-echoed from the city wall. The sun rose higher and higher. Time oozed out like the blood that dripped from the cross. His lips were parched. He spoke with difficulty. He moved his head uneasily against the hard wood of the cross, much in the way a sick man moves his head on a hot pillow. Suddenly Jesus opened his eyes and gave a loud cry. The gladness in the voice startled all who heard it. It sounded like victory. "It is finished. Father, into thy hands I commend my spirit." And with that cry, he died. They were all there, the friends of Jesus and his enemies, the holy people, as well as those that never went to worship, the believers, the unbelievers, they were there. The prostitutes and their customers were there. And I suspect, watching from a distance, Peter was there, and John and Andrew, they were there too. 2,000 years have passed. The cross itself has since crumbled into dust. Yet, in a sense, it stands again when we chose our Calvary with every angry word, every evil thought, every act of revenge, every refusal to help those in need. With every selfish act, we hammer the nails in again. In a sense, Calvary stands still, and the crowd is still there, and then there is, and that question that haunts us. Were you there when they crucified my Lord? I ask the question of myself as I ask it to you, and sometimes I confess I'm too ashamed to answer. Thank you for joining us at Lomond Parish Church, and God bless you this Good Friday.